On Saturday morning, a large gathering of people arrived at Bewcastle Church to take part in the launch of the Reiver Ride, a journey through the forgotten lands on the Scottish border on horseback. The ride was devised by the MP for Penrith and the Border, Rory Stewart, along with local business owners and farmers.
So this is the start, I hope, of what I hope will be a long tradition, which is the border ridings are a tradition going back hundreds of years, but unfortunately they only survived in Scotland. And Bewcastle was the centre of all the border war. This was called the cockpit of the borders. And in this churchyard, just 50 yards from us, famously there are no men buried because they were all hanged in Carlisle. Only ladies lie in that. So this is a very violent area, but also a very romantic area, an area of border ballads and songs. And this Border Ridings is an attempt to bring that tradition back to life and do on the English side of the border what until now has only happened on the Scottish side of the border.
The Border Reivers were groups of feuding families living in the all but lawless region of the England-Scotland border that took part in rustling and raiding on rival groups, something that is heavily detailed on in the nearby museum found within the churchyard.
We'll set off on a great ride around all the traditional border areas which the Reivers crossed. And the Reivers, these great fighting men of the late Middle Ages, moved on horses, which they were called moss troopers because they went through the moss. We'll do about a 12.5-mile round loop and we'll end up back here again.
Mr. Stewart and all those who helped organise the ride believe that events like this help to cement the region's heritage in people's minds, something they believe benefits all who live nearby.
It's vital because tourism is going to be vital. This is a very, very little known area. It's an area with one of the greatest pieces of 8th century sculpture anywhere in Europe, standing 100 yards behind you, this amazing castle. We're standing on a Roman fort, but nobody knows any of this history. And actually tourism, trekking, riding could be an amazing part of that history. Delighted. We've got about 50 people. You can see people in these amazing costumes. And it's just a wonderful thing that people have put so much energy into this.
A number of guests at a nearby horse riding guest house arrived for the ride dressed in period appropriate attire to make the Reiver Ride that bit more authentic.
Knights, kind of. We're traditional Scottish border Reiver Knights. We're just interested, we're from Cheshire, Derbyshire border, we're just interested in the historical side of it, and we stayed with Chris Parsons before at the Row on riding holidays. We just love the scenery up here and wanted to come and do it.
And I've never done the ride before, never done 18 miles before, so I thought it was something new. We thought we'd dress into the theme, like medieval, and
thought we'd get into the spirit of the ride.
Yeah.
Those who were taking part appeared enthusiastic to be included in what they hope will be the first of a long-standing tradition on the English side of the border.
Well, it's the first ever Reiver Ride, so we thought we'd make the effort to get into character. I'm supposed to be a Border Reiver, but actually my hat's not quite right. Support local people, support off the beaten track who we come and stay with.
And ride in this wonderful countryside, and what better place on a day like this? Perfect.
Absolutely, we need to pass it on, yeah, let everybody know. Get the kids out riding it.
The ride ended in a Reiver ball at Roadhead Village Hall, where the riders could relax, sit back and reflect on the landscape in which they had stepped back in time. Ciara McFadgen, That's TV.